So here's a review on special product patterns. So this is from the previous video, and so you could always watch the previous video, 4.2 day 1, in order to look at how we derived these. Now remember that the sum and difference, if you see an a plus b times a minus b, that is just a squared minus b squared. So therefore this on the right, that's just a squared minus b squared, so it's x squared minus 4 squared. So that is going to be x squared minus 16. This square of a binomial, that pattern is a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. If it's minus in the center, then it's just minus here. So let's apply the pattern to this one. So we can say it's y squared plus 2 times a times b plus b squared. So some of you will be able to do this all in your head and not have to plug it in here. So this becomes y squared plus, really what I do in my head is I multiply 6, whatever the a and b are, I multiply it and then I multiply that by 2 or double it. So 6 times y is 6y times 2, that is our 12y. So notice that's just this here. Then I square the last number, that is positive 36. So this example, let's try this one. It is 3t squared, so it's a squared, minus 2 times a, which is 3t, times 2, plus our 2 squared. So we just apply the pattern. So we already know that's negative, then the negative is already there. So I'm not plugging in the negative b, I'm just plugging in the number 2. So therefore, when this is done, remember the whole thing is squared, so that is actually 9t squared. Then 3 times 2 is 6, 6 times 2 is 12, so this is a negative 12t plus 4. Cube of a binomial, that pattern is a cubed plus 3a squared b plus 3ab squared plus b cubed. So I'm going to try this example here. I don't want to go over the negative. Really, it's the same thing as this cube of a binomial, but let's just plug in the signs and then you'll see why they change. So let's try this one. So we're looking at the pattern. Remember, this is a and this is b here. And so we're plugging in wherever we see the a and the b in this formula. So the first one is z, so a z cubed plus 3 times a squared, so that's z squared, times b, which is 5, plus 3, so I'm looking at the 3, times a, which is z, times b squared, which is 5 squared, plus 5 cubed. So we plugged it in, and now you simplify. That becomes z cubed plus 3 times 5 is 15z squared, then plus, so exponent first, 5 squared times 3, so 25 times 3 is 75, and there's still a z. And the last one is 5 cubed, so 5 times 5 times 5, that ends up being 125. So see if you can use those special product patterns in these next 6 examples. So if you have a hard time with using the patterns, that's okay. Just go ahead and multiply using the box method. Okay, if you tried this out, you should have gotten these answers. So remember, this is a sum and difference pattern. So that's just a squared minus b squared, 16n squared minus 25. This is the other pattern, the square of a binomial with the negative in the middle. Now just make sure that when you are doing it, that the whole a is squared. So it's 81y squared. And then you just apply the pattern, negative 2 times a times b, negative 36y, and then b squared is 4. Here, it's helpful if you just plug it into the pattern and then apply it. So a cubed b cubed plus, and you multiply the numbers, 4 times 3 is 12, a squared b squared plus 4 times 4 is 16 times 3, which is 48ab, and then 4 cubed is 64. Okay, number 6, 9t squared minus 4, 25a squared plus 20a plus 4, and then x cubed minus y cubed minus 9x squared y squared plus 27xy minus 27.